Hello, hello, and welcome to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And today we have my dear friend, Yelena Kalendareva. Yelena is a licensed cosmetologist. As she started in the beauty industry, she noticed that there was a need that was not yet addressed. Makeup that can be used after facials and waxing. We will ask her about that more later. And to stay in touch, support, and provide even more value, she created a private Facebook community called Annalie Cosmetics Beauty, where she teaches busy women how to apply their own makeup under 5 minutes. That's what got me. Under 5 minutes. I'm just a fan of 2-minute makeup. So Yelena, welcome.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I'm so excited to be here.
And I think I'm like, as much as we love talk about business and stuff, but it's so important for women. And I know, guys, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but like makeup, it's important. In the routine, some women spend hours on that. And I'm so excited to hear more and interview Yelena today. So tell us everything, how you started and how you got to the point of creating 5-minute makeup routine.
So thank you for having me. This is such a huge topic and a lot of people are just brushing it off. Oh, beauty is beauty. I'm going to slap a lipstick on. But to me, it was always about what is it made of? Why am I doing it? Because let's face it, there's 1,000,005 brands. There's no need for another makeup brand. So when I started out as a cosmetologist, I actually did a lot of facials on women, and most of my clientele were busy working corporate women. And of course, back then there was no Zoom so much. There were some conferences, but it wasn't like the main. So people were in each other's face all the time. And when they would come in during lunch, they would do a little facial or waxing. They would always ask me, can we put makeup on? We got to go back to the office. And I said, no. If you've ever had a facial done, you know that it's just not good. It will mess with your treatment. It can create inflammation. It's too many things. So at least 8 hours, just let the skin breathe or whatever they put on your face to penetrate. And of course, this was a big issue because women were now had to come after work for a facial and it was taking away time from their families. Googling, what else do we do? I went online and I started looking for a makeup brand that would cover the redness and whatever after facials and waxing. I couldn't find it. So I started searching in expos and beauty, in the beauty specific industry. So after a couple of years after I got married, I had already 2 little babies. I finally found a small scale lab and we created a line of foundations. And when I brought it in, women were like, wow, that's amazing. We actually could do it. So after a little while, they asked for more products and it just grew. I didn't really think of creating a brand. It was an accidental brand, I call it, but I called it Annalie because it's my name backwards. For those of you that didn't figure it out, it's my name backwards, Yelena Annalie. I wanted to be something of my own. It took me like 2 weeks to think of it, but yeah, it's vegan, it's healthy, it's natural. It's not your regular cosmetic grade. We use pharmaceutical grade minerals in our powders, which is a huge difference. You can use it directly after facials and waxing. So that's the big idea here.
Oh, wow. Now it makes sense to me because I used to live in New York for 4 years and I can imagine if you go into facial, like you can't go back unless you really do makeup to your office or something. Oh, it makes sense what it is. Because I know our community that where we've met, like they use your makeup on a daily basis. They don't use it only after facial and waxes. It's suitable for all of the times. So tell us on how you came to your idea of creating makeup under 5 minutes.
Since I was working with busy women, right? And then when I became a mom, I realized when I'm running a business, I don't have time to sit for 8 hours doing my makeup and contouring and all the perfection on the face. And I needed to speed up the process. And the women that I worked with and my clientele primarily exactly like I attracted who I was. It was amazing. And in the conversation, people were asking, could you just help us to do the eyeliner quickly or the mascara quickly? Like, how do we enhance our image? And I was like, I have to create a system. And I came up with a system, 4 products, foundation, blush, mascara, and lipstick or lip gloss, up to you. And that's it. And you're out the door. And then as I was developing and working with more clients and started into educating, I realized more and more how this was in demand. And women were like, oh my God, I just have 5 5 minutes to get into my meeting. I need to look good. And a lot of times women that were entering workforce after having children and staying at home, they were not going to sit there and do their makeup for even 10 minutes. They just wanted to slap something on and look nice and get out the door, because it was time management. Now you're running a business or you're going to work, you need to be presentable, but it all takes time. So this is where I started to think a little bit further and testing it on myself. And I said, this works. Thousands of women later, it works. It's been tested and tried, and it's just perfect for any busy woman.
Love it. So what are the top mistakes that women are making when they're doing their makeup?
Oh my gosh. Number one, you watch too many videos. Stop with
watched one. I've never watched even one video about makeup.
You're amazing. But the women that I see that they're watching too many tutorials and they're so like hypnotizing and mesmerizing because the influencers are so beautiful and so perfect. And this is their job. People need to understand it's their job. This is what they do. Like I educate, you do podcasts, right? And you do a lot of amazing things. When you do it as a job, you take your time. Now, for us, it's not our job to do makeup every day, right? For hours you're sitting and recording. So we need it faster. So that's number one. Stop watching video tutorials. Number two, their face is not your face. It's not your face. We have different features. I have round face. You have elongated face. What works for me may not work for you. We have different undertones. There's so much that goes into it. So I actually teach you how to understand your face, because that's number one. When you understand your face, when you match the right foundation, which is a third mistake, a lot of women don't understand how to apply foundation and match it to their skin. When you get those three down, everything else will fall into place. Your face, your color, and undertones of your skin, and stop watching all those YouTube videos. Those are the three top mistakes.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, I've seen the makeup videos, but I was like, why do I need a makeup video from somebody else? Like she doesn't really know how my face look like. Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. So what will be your like top advices for everybody on time management, as you are a busy woman running a crazy, amazing business that is growing exponentially? What is your secrets on that?
First of all, people need to understand, whoever it is, a guy or girl, doesn't matter, have to understand that you have to make time for things. We all have 24 hours in a day. If you don't actually schedule it, it's not going to happen. You can be the best at what you do, but if you don't put it in the calendar, okay, at 2, like right now, 6:30 p.m., I had it scheduled with you, right? No matter what happens, I am here. I am here. Same thing with everything in life. If you have things to do, write them down. Then take that list and take out the most important burning things that need to be done yesterday, and then minimize the list smaller and smaller and smaller into the things that are not as important but needs to be done. Sometimes you need to delegate the responsibilities. You cannot run all the horses in all the lanes. You just can't do it. You got to get on that right horse and be in your lane. I always do this analogy. There's a sprinkler and there's a hose. You can be a sprinkler and sprinkle a lot of your stuff everywhere, but they don't have any force. And you have a hose that really shoots out that water. This is how you are in business and in your life. If you will concentrate on sprinkling your energy everywhere and sprinkling your expertise everywhere and volunteering everywhere, you're never going to make it. So get on that calendar, get yourself an organizer. It could be digital, whatever you want. Write it down with your hand, whatever you want, but it has to be written. You have to follow it. If something is coming up, you have to call and reschedule and put it on the schedule. Never leave it in the air.
Oh, I love it. You're my goddess. I love it. I teach time management and I'm like, I love when people say that. If it's not scheduled, it's not real, you guys. It's just not real. It's going to be in the air. I love that. In the air forever. In like your air of your mind or whatever in dimensions is going. Thank you so much. So anything else you would love to just like share it and say, this is like super important, you guys that must know?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to share this one thing that I guess I get asked all the time. Yelena, when I started business, what are some things that I definitely need? I'm going to tell you, you need support system. You need capital. You need someone that is going to help you. If you don't have these three things, it's going to be very difficult to start a business. You need a capital for at least a year. at least a year, things have to be paid for. You have to be grinding and you have to be there. If you have children, if you have a husband or a wife or a partner, whatever, somebody has to be there when you're not there, because they require, that's your first business. That's your number one business, is your family. That's how I live my life. And that's how I am. I believe I'm successful thanks to that. So understand what's your base and go from there.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, and the last question that I always ask is more of a fill in the blank statement. So fill in the blank for me. If you really knew me, you will know that I am
a strong believer in God. I am so spiritual. I am so spiritual. There's nothing that can shake me. Nothing. And a lot of people don't know that. I am always smiling because I believe.
Faith. Perfect. So where our audience can find you, and I know you have an awesome gift for our audience today.
Yes, so if you want to learn more about the 5-minute makeup and all kinds of tutorials, please do feel free to join my group, LA Cosmetics Beauty, and Viktoriia will share with all the links. And please do, and I go live every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I do all kinds of tutorials, and it's so simple and it's broken down, and you get access to me, and I teach and I answer questions. So this, I think, is the best way for you to become your own makeup artist, your own, like, in control of your beauty. And that's important to me, that every single person that comes across me understands, learns, and gets the tools.
Great, thank you so much. And if you're watching or listening to this episode, just scroll down, just scroll a little bit, and you will find a link to our webpage where you can find the information, biography of Yelena, and all the links that were mentioned. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, Yelena, and thank you so much for watching and or listening to this episode. And if you love this episode, just send Yelena a message or me a message. I would love to hear it. Always welcome, and provide any feedback that you would like to. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone.